Because performing truthfully is the opposite of manufacturing reality. Often, lying and acting are unfairly conflated because we're told that both are a representation of a reality that doesn't necessarily reside in our own. However, what sets acting diametrically apart from lying is that for the actor, you must act truthfully. The only thing that leads us to believe that those actions might be similar to a lie is that those truthful actions are performed under imaginary circumstances. For example, let's say I've developed a habit of lying to impress others, right? So I've developed the capacity to make my facial expressions appear a certain way, making sure that there are no loose ends in the stories, and being very good at manufacturing and forcing certain poses and certain ways of talking to people, reading my audience, but being extremely self-aware at the same time, so that I'm controlling the responses that I give so as to ensure, yes, I really do feel this way and this really did happen, so that I can be as convincing as possible within my lies. I replace the reality that I see as not impressive enough with a fabricated reality in order to elicit a particular response. The person that I've described to you is likely to make a poor actor for that exact reason. He's become accustomed to relying on his tricks. He's grown so talented at manufacturing these responses and becoming extremely self-conscious about it that when it comes to actually demanding an organic moment, there's too much blockage. Nothing can come of it because he's so used to falling back on that. That self-awareness, that self-consciousness will kill you. As an actor, we must allow ourselves to become sensitive and readable. And whatever comes up, comes up. If we're affected in a certain way, we take note of it. We use that. We don't judge it and then say, no, this is what acting should be. That's what the liar does. That is what we don't want to do. For the actor is focused on doing within a certain set of circumstances, within a certain set of conventions of the film set or the stage, in accordance with the character's objectives. They must do. They must truthfully do. And if something comes up, then let it come up, for God's sake. Let it live. Let it be. But if a liar is there, they are focused on looking a certain way. And if you're constantly keeping checks on yourself and looking a certain way and appearing a certain way and checking in with your audience and figuring out what do they want, you've become a liar and you have nothing. You have nothing of sustenance to prove. You have nothing to give. If I walk into a theater and it is your duty to say, I feel you, Joanna, and you are a liar, why, you've become a poor actor in the eyes of everyone, and the only reason you're acting is because of the validation it gives you, not because of the life that you're bringing to a stage. You've gotten by for so long with these meticulously planned out gesticulations, and the critics can see them. Not only can the critics see them, the director can see them, and people who have been around acting for a long time, and even the passerby who wants to buy a ticket for anywhere from $10 to $100 to say, for God's sake, let me see life live on stage. And you can't even give that to him because you say, I feel you, Joanna. But you don't feel her. You're putting out something. You're planning everything. You're wondering, how should I look in order to look convincing instead of just convincing. You're wondering, how does it look to feel her instead of just feeling her. Because you haven't done the work that an actor needs to do to arrive at the holy grail that is the truth. You're a liar who's become accustomed to his tricks and his gesticulations and his manufactured movements that when it comes to an organic response, there is nothing there. And so you say, I feel you, Joanna, you could have the voice of Michael Bublé and Michael Jackson combined, and you'll still be nothing because there's no soul. In conclusion, an actor at his peak conviction puts on a great performance, not because he is great at deception, but because of his great perception. An actor is never a liar.